Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. I hope you are having a fabulous weekend. I have another round of candle reviews to share today. We're going to do two. The first is obviously of Kringle Reserve Blue Orchid. A little bit later on, you are finally going to see my thoughts on the Kringle Reserve Australian Kiwi. I actually had intended to put that review up this past Thursday alongside the Kringle Reserve Red Delicious. How many times can we say Kringle Reserve in this video? But my workday just kind of got away from me. So yeah, sorry, never put that up. However, I will just, I have that scheduled to go live on my channel a little bit later on this afternoon on Sunday. So make sure that you are subscribed and remember to give this video a big fat thumbs up for the algorithm gods. And without further ado, let's get into this Blue Orchid fragrance. All right, so Kringle Reserve Blue Orchid was released, I think it was like the last release before this past one, I believe, is when Blue Orchid came out. Full disclosure, this one was sent to me as PR. I would have probably never purchased this one, although I will say the label here definitely drew me in. But the fragrance notes themselves kind of made me think like, oh, I don't know that this one is for me. So this is definitely a very floral, powdery floral forward type of scent. So those are not fragrances that I'm naturally drawn towards, but I hope that I can do a decent enough job of explaining what this one smells like, so that if you are interested in it and it does happen to pop back into stock, that you can make a decision on whether you think you will enjoy this one or not. One of the biggest complaints, honestly, that I have seen in the comments with regard to the Kringle Reserve candles is that they are really only available in one size. There's no option for daylights. There's no options to be able to sample the fragrance in any kind of way, really. There's no wax melts or anything like that. There's no fragrance cards. And honestly, these sell out so quickly that it just makes it really tough to make like an informed decision in some ways. I know a lot of people, when the Reserve candles drop, you know, sit there and wait for the countdown and they just sell out so crazy fast. I think that is due to a couple of reasons. The first is I don't think that Kringle is able to manufacture the amounts, quite frankly, that they would like to. I think that they are still possibly struggling with getting enough glass to be able to produce these candles. Not maybe so much the glass jar itself, but the company that they use to paint the inside of the jars. Those guys, I guess, seem to be a little bit behind in their production. So that then obviously holds up Kringle production as well. And, you know, just the general nature of the Reserve line, I think, is to be a little bit more like small batch, more unique fragrances. And I believe the intention originally was just to maybe have them be like one-offs and then not repeat them, but they have been re-releasing these scents as they have been able to get a hold of more jars, but it's not in the numbers that that they probably should be producing these in. Man, these Reserve candles sell out crazy fast, you guys, and it's almost kind of frustrating. Like, it's one of those frustrating shopping experiences because if you are not able to sit in front of your computer when that, you know, countdown goes to actually the candles being live and then placing your order right away, a lot of people have missed out. I myself have missed out on several candles that I would have loved to have tried, but like, sometimes I just cannot sit in front of the computer waiting for, you know, candles to be released on a website. So for me, that's a little bit frustrating, but I also, you know, if there is a limited supply of something like these black glass 2-wick jars, then obviously there's only so much that they can do. So I'm trying to be understanding. But I would just love to see these released in greater numbers so that we can all have a chance at them. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the review here. First of all, I love the label on this one. As a florist of many years, I have worked with a lot of orchids. This is a Phalaenopsis orchid here, and these are beautiful. They are probably the most typical type of orchid that you will see. They are also, ironically enough, not the most fragrant. I use these a lot in wedding bouquets specifically. A lot of brides really love it when like orchids come like cascading out of their bouquet. Super dramatic, really beautiful, but ironically enough, they're not the smelliest flowers that there are out there. So oftentimes I would incorporate different, more fragrant flowers just to like add some fragrance to the bouquet. But yeah, Phalaenopsis orchids just on their own typically are not the smelliest orchids that there are. The orchid vendor that I work with at the flower market, this is most of like what he has on hand usually is this specific type of orchid. And so his stall is one of the least like overwhelming in terms of fragrance when I would be doing my like flower shopping for each wedding. But anyway, they're beautiful, but they are not highly fragranced. Let's go through these notes here, but first let me go ahead and read the little blurb. Fragrant wild orchid is blanketed in a sophisticated richness of white amber resin, powdery musk, precious woods, and nectarous dark fruits. The top notes are floral and citrus. The mid notes are floral, powder, and amber. The base is wood, floral, and musk. Okay, what does this smell like? This is a very potent powdery floral. I would not consider this a soft floral. It actually is quite pungent to my nose, and not necessarily in a good way. I'm not sure what it is in here that is coming off as very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if it's like ozone-y. I think it's almost like a mix of like an aquatic and an ozone note together. And when you combine that with the floral notes that are in here, which I don't think this smells like an orchid per se. Even like the more like fragrant orchids, like I don't think this smells like an orchid. This comes across as more of like a generic white floral. With those like musky and amber notes kind of rounding everything out. I don't pick up an ounce of citrus in here, just to like put that out there. If you are hoping that you're going to get some citrus out of this, my nose does not pick it up. This is mostly that floral note, the amber, that powdery note, and that musk that is just really, really prominent here. I feel like maybe what is coming across as like ozone aquatic like to me might be a combination of the musk and the powder together, potentially even that quote unquote wood that's in here. Like it's not like it smells like sandalwood or cedar wood or anything like that. It's just kind of just a little bit of like a generic, maybe almost, and it's not earthiness, it's not earth, it's, I don't even know that I could put it into words. This is a strange scent, you guys. I'm having a hard time with this one, despite smelling flowers for years as like a part of like my job. This one here, like there's just nothing crazy distinct about it in terms of the floral notes. But you can just tell that it's just a generic white floral with the addition of the amber, the powder, the musk. It's interesting. I don't really care for the scent. Like, if I'm gonna be really forward with you guys, I don't love this scent. It is not one that I would personally repurchase, but I could see a lot of floral lovers really liking this one because it's different from most florals and it's a little bit more interesting than most straightforward florals. It's just a little bit, I think, too maybe pungent for my nose. And also, it does happen to be one of the strongest reserve candles that I think I've ever had. In fact, I really hate burning this one inside of my house because it drowns everything else out. I've got some other candles going right now, and this one is drowning all of the fruity scents that I have going in the other part of the house out. Like, I just smell this. So I've actually been burning this mostly under our covered patio area. Like, this scents up almost our entire backyard. Like, when we have people that, like, we usually hang out with our neighbors in our backyard in the evenings, and they come in through like one of our side gates, and most of them have mentioned like, oh my God, I can smell whatever you're burning back here, like at the end of your frickin' driveway. It's so strong. So this one here, like if it catches like a slight wind and you're burning it outside, it is going to scent up like your frickin' neighborhood. I'm gonna put the strength of this one at like a solid 8, and I'm gonna put the throw of it also at a solid 8. It is too much for me in this particular fragrance. Now, if Jelly Donut was an 8 in terms of strength and throw, I would be throwing confetti into the air, right? If Macarons was a like 8 out of 10 in terms of strength and throw, I would be throwing a big fat party. But of course, it's Blue Orchid, which not really in my wheelhouse. So if you're looking for strength, this would be one worth looking into for sure. All that being said, it is currently sold out, so I don't want to like, you know, I don't want to like get your excitement up. I don't know when it will be back in stock. My best advice with regard to a lot of these reserve candles is just to keep checking in on the website periodically. If you are able to sign up for emails for notifications, do that. But I have heard a lot of people say that they just never received notifications when things went back into stock. So I don't know if their messaging system, you know, has to do that like in batches. And by the time, you know, that you get that message, it's like already sold out again, or maybe I don't know what they use for this, but I have had people tell me that they are just not receiving the notifications. So that being said, worth peeking in on the website periodically to see if they do a restock. I just hope that Kringle is able to figure out the jar situation for this particular line so that they are able to release the candles in amounts that are maybe a little bit more appropriate for what the like desire is for these candles, or for like the want for these candles. So yeah, let's all cross our fingers that Kringle can figure it out and can bring us more reserve candles, because I tell you what, I am still bitter about missing out on the vanilla rose cone. Still bitter about that. I'll get over it. I definitely will. But at any rate, those are my thoughts on Blue Orchid. If you got your hands on this one and you have burned it, will you let us know your thoughts in the comments down below? I always love when people who, you know, watch these videos, like even if you don't make YouTube videos, like it's just so helpful for other people to read other people's experiences with the different products as well. So leave that down below in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I appreciate you guys being here, and stay tuned for my thoughts on Australian kiwi. That should be up a little bit later on today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.